Hello, and welcome to Focused In, a feature of the Curing with Sound podcast presented by the Focused Ultrasound Foundation. I'm your host, Allison Preston Smith, and I'm joined by Joe Kilroy, Associate Director of the Research and Education team. So, Joe, can you tell us what that means and what you do here at the Focused Ultrasound Foundation?
Yeah, thanks for having me, Allison. Happy to talk about that. So my role at the foundation as one of the associate directors of research and education is to support our, not just the understanding of focused ultrasound, but also our research funding program, and to help perform the due diligence on the proposals we're getting in and help get them through our evaluation process.
Great. And you also assist with the grants that the foundation provides for focused ultrasound research. So can you tell us what kinds of grants those are?
Yeah, so the foundation's mission, of course, is to accelerate the development of focused ultrasound to treat patients, to treat human disease. And so we fund research to do that. Primarily, we have preclinical research projects that we fund as the one category. And you can think of those as projects that are kind of in the translational stage. They're past basic science, but we're getting them ready to get into the clinic. And maybe there are a few more tests that need to be done to be sure they're going to work in people. As well as alongside that, in the preclinical bucket, we will run studies in human companions for veterinary applications, because a lot of times those align really well and help give us insights and improve outcomes for our human companions. The other case is the clinical trials, which is the actual studies going into people and patients that we're trying to treat and whose lives we're trying to improve.
Great. And how does the foundation select projects for grant funding?
Great question. So we use a two-stage process. In the first step, we do what's called a letter of intent. So we ask our applicants or researchers to submit a series of answers to a series of questions that give us an idea of what is the overall goal and potential impact of the project. And we compare that against the foundation's mission and our current criteria for research priorities for our team. And so it helps us know what if things are addressing the areas of focused ultrasound that we see as the best opportunities. That being said, we also tend to be opportunistic sometimes. In some cases, we will deviate from our research priorities because we see something as having a really great potential impact for patients or on the field. So once we've kind of checked that alignment for our mission and for the impact on the patients, we will go back to the researcher if we think that it's an idea that fits with our mission and say, okay, go ahead and submit a longer proposal that has more details of how you're going to complete the work and what are the kind of the nitty-gritty details of the science. And we'll take that proposal and we share that with experts in the field, clinicians and technical researchers that are out there in the field of focused ultrasound, to get their insights. And I think that's what really makes this process exciting is then you can get into this iterative process where we get experts to weigh in on these project or proposal ideas, and we can kind of go back to the researchers and say, hey, can you tweak this and improve this to take, a good proposal and hopefully make it into a great one that's really going to benefit the patients in the end.
And the foundation has a new grants management system. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, I'm excited that we just launched our proposal central-based system. And what that's going to allow us to do is not only collect our applications from the applicants and the researchers through their website, but we'll also be able to track and hopefully accelerate the review of these proposals through the platform. The other nice feature that we're looking forward to using is the ability to actually collect additional information that we hadn't been collecting about proposals related to the science. So we can start to see trends in what kind of research is being submitted to the foundation, and then even ultimately start to look at outcomes of the research that we do fund to understand what we are and aren't doing well to hopefully continue to improve outcomes for our researchers and then ultimately the patients.
And is there anything else that researchers and experts should know if they are applying to a grant at the Focused Ultrasound Foundation?
Yeah, so one of the other things that we like to emphasize is we're very project driven. So we're looking for typically 1-year projects with very clear outcomes. And so those kinds of proof of concept projects are a great fit for the Focused Ultrasound Foundation. And the other thing to know is if you want to learn more, you can head to our website. We have a whole applicant guide and a list of our research criteria and priorities that you can review, and always reach out if you have any questions.
Great. Well, thank you so much for all this helpful information, Joe, and thank you for joining us on the podcast.
Thanks for having me, Allison.
And don't forget to subscribe to Curing with Sound and leave us a rating. You can also subscribe to our newsletter, follow us on social media, and visit our website, fussfoundation.org.